Hey, hope you've been doing great for a while, attacking things with a smile. But it's not always that easy, is it? Especially nowadays when you look around and it kind of seems like the world has lost a lot of its spark. I think about McDonald's and how it used to look so lively and colorful. And now if you go to McDonald's, it's just a McDonald's. And I think people are a lot like McDonald's. And that's not because we're fat, but that's what I want to talk about in our conversation today. An organic look at authenticity and why it seems like we've lost so much of that authenticity. And my main goal out of today is to hopefully have you and me have more authenticity to ourselves, to our family, and to our friends. And why your authenticity is needed more than ever today. Is this a new thing? Is the age of not being authentic new? Well, not exactly. Think back to Shakespeare. It sounds kind of crazy, but Shakespeare and people in similar boats started that wave of acting, of doing something for recognition, for monetary value, for entertainment. So this lack of authenticity has been around for a while. And not saying that acting is authentic, because a lot of it is. We take a lot of good value from acting. We take a lot of things that come from our own life. You can look at Grimm's fairy tales and see a lot of these have lessons stemming from our own life and just wanting to better ourselves, learn a lesson, learn a moral, and grow from it. We see that from The Little Mermaid, Cinderella, Snow White. In Snow White, that you shouldn't always trust others, but sometimes you can't trust others. You could trust the dwarfs. But I mention these stories because that's what life used to be about. It used to be about telling a story to give a life lesson, to learn something, to grow from it. Nowadays, we consume a lot of content just to consume. We're not learning from it, we're not growing from it, and we're not seeing any change in ourselves. And it's even worse because if you look at certain people and how they use their platform, I'll use an example, Jack Doherty. He uses it for, hold on, I'm getting a call. Okay, I just took my phone call, and yeah, that's about life. We don't see that often in media today, in YouTube creation, because it's all about, oh, this cool person is calling me, and who called me was awesome, my Thea, but I'm not using it for content. I just mentioned it because it happened while I was recording, and I had to take the phone call. But going back to it, Jack Doherty is this controversial figure. He has crashed a car while reading Twitch chat, which I think is insane. Humans were never made to go faster than like 20 miles an hour, which is the fastest human in the world. So imagine going 60, 80 while reading your Twitch chat. That's where his authenticity isn't lying. He's doing it for clout, for money, and for fame. And people see that and they judge him, but ultimately he still has a platform. He still has a place where he's putting content out there and people are consuming it. And so he's able to do that and get away with it. Now, I don't know if Jack Doherty truly believes what he's doing. He could just be an a-hole and doing it because he thinks it's authentic to himself. He thinks, oh, this is cool what I'm doing. But where I think we've really lost that authenticity, and where even if Jack Doherty believes he is being authentic, is that we're giving him a platform. So even if he consciously believes what I'm doing is true to myself, it's being exemplified by his platform. And we see that too when it comes to smaller creators and when it comes to people trying to be like these bigger streamers, these bigger creators. They try to copy what works, and if they're seeing that being controversial is working, being a character is working, then they're going to try to do that in order to get a platform. And that reflection in the provider of the media and the consumer has just led to so much unorganicness in this world. See, stuttering is organic, it's normal. Like, I bet 80% of people clicked off as soon as they saw, I'm not in a crazy setup, I'm just in the backyard of my house, which is filled with a lot of dirt and some greenery, which I think looks great. But we're not used to this style and just seeing the world for what it is. And what it is a beautiful place with beautiful people with beautiful experiences and great personalities. But we're just seeing it as a way to make money, a place where we can monetize others, we can create content that's not true to ourselves, but only true to certain demographics. So let's say I had a crazy setup. I had $1,000, I had this insane background behind me, I had a studio. Is that still authentic to myself? Well, no, because I don't have thousands of dollars. I don't have all this money to spend on equipment, on a camera, on a studio. But we do like seeing success in other people, especially when it is organic and when it has been worked for. So if I was able to upgrade my equipment, I was able to upgrade my scenery, then I might take it. Now for me, I'm not doing that because I love this outside view. I love my setup in my room. I love what I have already. I don't need much more. And so my authenticity is being where I am right now. But the problem is people don't know what their authenticity is. They're losing it because of what they're consuming, what they're seeing, and what they're experiencing. So if you're successful and that's your authenticity, then that's great. But if you're not, then that's also fine too. It's not a linear thing. But what's most important is that you're just true to yourself while also respecting others. Because authenticity is about not just being authentic to yourself, but being respectful of what other people believe and what they want their authenticity to be. So that's what we're lacking nowadays. We're not respecting others. We're not listening to others' feelings. And that also makes us not listen to ourselves and what we really want. So I want you to be authentic. I want you to do what makes you happy, what you know is true to yourself. If you want to make content, then do it. But do it in a way that you know isn't offensive to you or to others. Do it in a way that you could be proud of and say, I made that. And if you're scared about if you're being true to yourself, don't fear that, because you're doing great. Being authentic almost takes no effort. You just got to be yourself, and that's enough. So go out there, be yourself, and live your life to the fullest. And don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Unless you're doing stupid stuff. Then, okay, other people can tell you stuff. Thank you for our conversation. And hopefully, stop by again soon for another one.